The focus.
Mics are hot.
Good.
Ah.
Huh. Ouch.
I always yell hot mic when Brian says that. Yeah, that's my thing.
Well, so welcome to Neverland and the Impossible Boy, a D&D 5th edition homebrew stream set in Neverland from Peter Pan. Hopefully, obviously. If you are coming back or joining us for the first time, I'm super excited. First off, will everybody introduce yourself? Let's go down the slide this time and start with Clover.
Hi. I'm Kate. I'm Clover, the bubblegum pink tiefling druid. I'm Moss Sullivan on Twitter. I don't remember what else we're supposed to say. It's been a hot minute.
That's all. That's all for right now.
I am Avalon, playing as Mice, a drow warlock.
I'm Christina Sid. I'm playing Asha, the halfling wild magic sorcerer. Hello.
Yay! I'm Maddie. I play Rusty, the cat bard.
Nice.
Who's now a
And-
lore bard.
Yeah.
Right.
Very pro. I like it. And I'm Diana. I will be your storyteller. So quick recap, because it's been a few weeks since we played. Last on at Neverland and the Impossible Boy, our group went ahead on a covert mission to steal Tinkerbell from her home in a tree where she slept. And they ultimately were successful in doing so, albeit while having a curious encounter with a living tree-like creature that was taking care of, or at least holding on to, some sort of bright light. They tried to procure one, but the tree attacked. And so they decided to make away with just the stolen fairy companion to Pan. You guys returned to the fairies who entrusted you with this task, and they took you away as promised out of Neverland to a weird place called Earth, with like not a whole lot cool going on, it seemed, but there was a nice garden. And while awaiting the arrival of Queen Mab and the rest of the fairies, Mice attempted a little bit of a interrogation on Tinkerbell. She was not full of information, terribly. And we left off having Queen Mab arrived, the fairies welcoming you into the celebration for the capture and return of the criminal, the traitor, Tinkerbell. And that's where we'll pick up. As you walk deeper into this brush in the middle of this garden, as the light around you gets dimmer and dimmer and nightfall is upon you, the brush gets thicker and thicker till it's pretty much just a hedge in front of you. And many of the fairies start to single file and just go through these little small holes in the hedge that appears in front of you. Queen Mab turns in the air to all of you and says, well, I would be honored if you joined us. Unfortunately, you cannot the way that you are.
We're underdressed, aren't we? I knew it.
Oh dear. No, you're just far too large. This is, after all, Fae business, and we don't like to become a spectacle, not to the human folk.
Right.
So, in order for you to join us, you just have to slip into something a little more small for the evening. And she kind of flutters up to like a leaf on a tree and plucks this. It fits neatly in her hand like it would be the size of about a pear, but to you it's like a teardrop with a slightly glowing exterior. And she holds it up in front of you. One for each of you. And you'll have about, just before sun up. And you can enjoy the ball with us. There's more than just dancing. And I would love as well to have a drink and perhaps find out what our next step is, but not without a little bit of fun first.
Do we just
You just eat it.
Gonna let someone else eat it first.
I'll eat it.
kind of like looking around at everybody like,
Wait, was it a leaf or a feather, or wait, what was that?
Like a little, it looks like a tiny little pear, but to you, it's like the size of a teardrop.
Oh, ow.
Rusty, you eat it and it tastes like whatever the best thing in all of your 9 lives that you've ever tasted.
Oh. I immediately start purring very loudly.
okay, it's gonna be all right.
And as soon as he does,
That's so good.
he just shrinks down to fairy size, down on the ground in front of you, and looks totally fine and normal, Rusty. It's a little disorienting to shrink that fast, but otherwise you feel whole, just small, very small.
I'm
Can he
gonna enjoy
fly?
this moment for a second. This is the first and only time I'll be bigger than you.
That's fair. Yeah. That's very fair.
Hello. You're so big.
Okay.
Asha, you eat it. It tastes like something you only dream you could ever cook. It's just, you want to bottle it and put it in everything. And then you shrink down and you are small, tiny. And you are also proportionately as small as you were compared to Rusty just earlier. So you are still your appropriate size.
It was nice while it lasted.
Aye, lass. Aye.
All right, I'll eat mine then.
Same.
All right, the two of you join. Your heights, again, proportionate to each other as they normally would be, but you're all very, very small. And flying feels more natural as you just sort of lift off the ground effortlessly up to where Queen Mab is in front of you. She points her way towards one of the little holes in the hedge, says, right through there, and we shall celebrate. She goes first, right through the hole, and awaits you on the other side.
Follow along.
Follow along.
I can talk to them. Oh, okay. Let's just go.
As you appear through on the other side, on one side of this hedge, it was dusk and nightfall. On the other side, it's like a fully lit day because of all of the fairy lights and all of the fairies themselves emanating light in this garden. So your eyes actually have to adjust like a little bit to everything that's in front of you. And when they do, you see quite a lot happening. You see like these hanging lanterns. It looks like stores and shops built out of the sides of trees. You see what appears to be some dancing in the grass, where the grass has been cut down flat with the earth and made like a little dirt dance floor. You see fairies playing music and fairies drinking, fairies selling things or trying to grab attention and get everybody to whatever it is they're doing. There's so much. And Queen Mab turns to you and says, I'm just going to make sure that my latest returned guest is where she ought to be. I will catch up with you. Please enjoy our garden until later on. And she's going to calmly bugger off.
Is Clementine? Oh no, Clementine.
Oh. Clementine is like a speck.
With me? Oh, okay, good.
She was sitting on your shoulder when you ate that piece of fruit and is very confused and fluttering back and forth beside your head. Okay. But she seems fine.
Okay.
Well,
I see people drinking. I see music. I think we need to drink and dance and eat.
There's things to buy too. Do you think there's like really rare fairy things, like fairy spices?
Or like fairy armor?
yeah.
Maybe.
Or something that could kill Pan.
Maybe.
Ah.
Do we wanna see what the shopping looks like?
Are the shops open, or were you just sort of describing that it's a little town?
No, it looks like they're open and like everything is out and they're barking people over.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But we don't have any money, do we?
We can barter.
I think they all owe us.
I mean, I can be persuasive sometimes.
Okay. Let's go over to the first shop that we see.
Mm. All right, you go over to the first shop you see. The first one that you approach looks like a sort of portly looking gentleman fairy, of course, who looks to be selling lots of jewelry. It looks like pretty shiny things that sparkle, and lots of jewelry decorations, and even just like small gemstones.
Is any of this magic?
Maddie.
What does it do? What do these things do?
He's like, oh, interested in my stuff, are you? It's no, not a lot of magic here, just fun little trinkets, things I've collected. They'll fetch a fair price if you could find a fool to sell them to. These are the little bits of stone that humans chip away to make them shaped, however they want to make them shaped. They're still as pretty to us.
If I am wearing it when I revert to my normal size, will they grow?
And he kind of goes, that'd be fun to find out, wouldn't it?
Fair.
I have an interesting business proposition for you.
We don't often let people of your size in, so it's not something that I normally have to market.
If you give me jewelry and I wear it as I get bigger, I can then give you a bigger gem back.
And you just give it to me. You know I'm a fairy, right?
Well, I mean, if you gave me like a whole necklace, let's say, I could surely spare one of the gems from it.
And what do you suppose I'm supposed to do with a big old gem like that? Do you see how small I am?
Break it into smaller pieces.
Oh, with my jackhammer.
Well, it's not my fault you don't have a jackhammer.
What's a jackhammer?
I don't know. It's some fairy thing. I'm just playing along.
It's some human nonsense. You're clearly new around here.
Oh,
Do you know any humans that could maybe lend you one?
No, alas. We don't know the humans. We just take all their garbage and the things they don't think are important.
Well, I
And
don't think you have any business sense.
do you want the gemstone or not?
oh my goodness. Oh.
Not if it doesn't even do anything.
It'll look rather pretty on you, and it'll fetch you a fair price too. Especially, you're going back to Neverland, aren't you?
Oh, aye. We could use some currency. Nice.
We haven't met a single person in Neverland who's interested in buying jewelry.
They didn't want to trade you for something pretty.
Like, the turtle?
Yeah,
What?
but he just took garbage.
Well, he would probably give us something pretty cool for that.
I don't think he has anything cool.
I think he does.
I resent that. With,
Clementine, like does a little flutter around
Oh,
her
Clementine.
ducks behind her back. Goes,
Thinking about you, sweetie. It's okay.
She just understood what you meant. Oh, that's sad.
so, look, you go ahead and go shopping at some of the other stores, but if you want something pretty or something valuable to anyone who likes shiny things, you come back to me.
They are all very pretty.
He looks at you, Clover, and he's like, you should buy one. You're quite a pretty thing. You're all pink. Such a nice color. I've got plenty of gemstones that match you, which is not a thing I get to say very often.
Oh, can I see?
Yeah. He kind of pops open a little chest, and like the light that comes out of it from the brightness of these gemstones is a little startling. He shoves some aside and he pulls out one that's like it's like almost the perfect shape of a little dagger, and it is the brightest pink you've ever seen.
You could probably wear that and no one would even know you're wearing it, except it's really shiny.
What?
It would camouflage with you, just saying. I'm just saying.
What do you want for it?
Well, let's see. You ever been kissed, lass? That's not what I'm
Fuck
saying.
this guy.
Aye.
All right. Your first birthday, then.
Oh,
You can probably barely remember it.
they want your memory. Oh my
You won't even
gosh.
miss it. It's just one.
I have so much currency here.
I'll let you pick whatever it is. Doesn't have to be that one.
Do you only want good memories?
Not necessarily, but I like them better.
The birthday when I turned 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing else.
That's all. All right.
All right.
He's going to hold up his finger to you. Give me a little tap then. Hold it and the a little like zip zap warm fuzzy spark between your fingers happen, and you feel something for a second, just like a little buzz, and then it's over. And he goes, "Oh, thank you. Your
Thank you.
gemstone, then. It was truly a pleasure. Please enjoy. You don't want to miss the absinthe. You can't find anything like that anywhere else, Neverland or Earth, certainly.
Does everyone take the same kind of currency that you do here?
Well, if they're selling something, usually.
Really?
Some like to trade, but
Oh my goodness.
Do I feel normal? Like, do I feel like he's taken anything else? Or,
no, you feel totally fine.
dude, look what I got.
It is beautiful. I'm going to stay open for a little while longer, and then I'm going to go join the party in time for the dance. So enjoy. Unless I've changed any of your minds.
What do you have?
Well, look, and he points to everything around him. It's just shiny, pretty gems.
You take memories, huh?
Sure do.
So,
Should we get for the memory of a death?
I have. I lived 9 lives, and I remember all of them.
That makes you a very rich man here.
Oh, 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 oh. I am so excited right now. Oh, ladies, let's go on a shopping spree.
All right.
We'll be back. Oh my goodness. We have things that we need. Oh, let's see what they have. Let's see
What are you looking for?
Well, like things to protect ourselves. Like armor. Things like weapons. Things like
A nice dress for the ball.
Oh, nice attire for all of us. I need a nice pressed kilt. We need fancy dresses and
All right.
oh my goodness.
We have that. I don't, but down there, you'll find the armor. It may not look like what you're used to, based on whatever it is that you're wearing right now.
I'm just wearing regular clothes right now because I don't have any armor.
Yeah. Well, armor down there. But you'll want to see Maybelle if you want something fancy to wear tonight. We are all going to be dressed very fancy.
Yes.
I suggest you dress to the occasion if you can.
Fancy. Okay. Let's get dolled up. We should get dolled up, right? Like,
Dolled up, then armed up, or armed up, then dolled up?
maybe
I
we
feel
should
like
get the
armed up and then
armed
dolled
up first, and so we don't get all dirty, you know.
Okay.
And, yeah. Right.
All right. You head down to where he pointed was the armorer, and it looks like the lady who is selling it. This is not a shop. She's more just have some things like hanging on some branches, some low hanging branches. And they look like they're made out of strange things, acorns and shells of different creatures. There's a snail shell and a turtle shell, and things, but they have leather bindings on them and harnesses attached that made of other things. There are, things that look like they are made of some type of leaf or bark that's been sewn together. But all of it looks mice. And Asha, you're getting a hint of some sort of magical, aura off of most of these items.
Great. Is what did you say the shopkeeper's name was?
I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Maybell
Maybell.
is
Okay.
selling the
Fancy
stuff.
dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh my goodness. Look at all this.
Hello. We were hoping to purchase some of your very fine wares here.
Yeah,
Maybe.
okay, what you want?
Made out of, I don't even know if they work. I mean, shells.
They seem very magical, mice.
You ever been in a war?
Actually, I've been in, I want to say 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously you have. You.
Well, I've never been in a war against squirrels, which it seems like this is the armor for.
I'm sorry if you've never fought a squirrel. Maybe you should shut up about it because they're terrifying and vicious creatures.
They really
So,
are. Really.
and they're quite smart and they can climb faster than I can fly, and I can fly fast. Anyway, this armor is the best that you'll ever put on. You're the group that's come from that place I won't even speak of.
Yes, we are.
Well, if you ever plan to go back there and live through it, you'll need something from me. So what'll it be?
So you're saying that this armor, if we wear it now, or before we go back, when we do go back and we go back to our full size, that it will grow with us?
You gotta put it on. You've got to attune it to you first. This is magical armor. This isn't just some regular old armor. Once it's attuned to you, you're the only one who can fit it. Are you new or something?
No. This is my 9th life.
Well, then magic armor. It's just made out of different shit. So,
Well, what kind of magic?
that depends on what you're looking to protect yourself from.
Well,
Pan would be number 1.
Well, that's not going to happen, but perhaps you can protect yourself from some of his goons, or some of the other things
Do you have weapons?
over there. No, I'm afraid I don't. And I'm afraid you won't really find any weapons for sale here. It's not good practice during a ball. There's too much alcohol. And
that's fair. Yeah.
fighting tends to happen. But it looks like your weapons aren't so bad. It's mostly, you look like weak fleshlings.
Can I ask you, if you had to go to Neverland tomorrow, which of these would you wear?
That's a good question.
Ooh, probably a blade to my temple, but if I absolutely had to.
Well, I really can't wear physical armor, but I'll be fine. I'll cast mage armor because it lasts 8 hours, and this works just fine for me.
Oh, you've got some magic then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's not bad. But I could give you something. I've got something for you. Let me think a minute. What's with the rest of you? She does magic shite. What do you all do?
Well, we all do a bit of magic shite.
Mm-hmm.
just in different ways.
Do you have
know?
anybody who hits stuff?
Well,
I
um,
hit
others.
stuff sometimes.
I hit stuff sometimes.
I kind
Yeah,
of
and
hit
I can
stuff.
wear some sorts of armor.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna pull out some of the tougher stuff for the ones who hit stuff. And she goes through, she's got like on racks. She's like shoving them side to side. And one that looks like a turtle shell with like strap harnesses across the front and like
Turtle
a
power.
bunch, it's got like a bunch of leaves all over. It doesn't look like the shape of a turtle shell, but it's turtle shell material. Like it's made of turtle shell cut into a shoulder poultice and a shield across the back and a partial shield across the midsection
That's so cool.
with leather to strap it all in. She says, this one, that looks for you. Nice. And
And what does it do?
well, it'll protect you from dying, first of all. But it'll be it'll resist bludgeoning, any kind of damage that is blunt, which, you know, those lost boys, I know that they're prone to carrying big old bludgeoners. So this is my pick for you. For Clover, she pulls out one that's a bunch of shells, different tiny shells, all kind of jagged and stuck together and into a breast and chest plate with leather on the back. And she says, this one, if they hit you, and eventually they will, it's gonna hurt them. It's a little defense mechanism us small things came
Interesting.
up with.
And it looks pretty.
It does. Pretty and dangerous, which I bet you are too. Horns and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Asha, this one for you. And she pulls out. She says, no. I know you can't wear traditional armor, but this is still something. And it's a little tiara, looks like, with little shards of stone and jagged pieces of beach glass. This one will help you get out of the way just a little bit quicker.
It's very pretty.
Oh, you're just too much. And what is it you do again, Cat?
I do a lot of things. I tell stories. I make music.
What do you do to fight stuff?
Oh, I use this rapier that does sizzle damage.
What in the world is sizzle damage?
I don't know, but it's fantastic.
Huh. Interesting. Does it make a sizzle?
It does. That's why we call it sizzle damage.
Interesting. Well, if you're out there hitting things with swords and doing sizzle damage to Pan's army, we can't have you getting hit. Let's see. All right. I got something for you. And she digs around and she pulls out a leather strap with a bunch of spikes on it. She goes, you just fasten this right around your neck, and we'll provide you a little additional armor and a chance to be intimidating. Because right now, so
What? I'm not intimidating?
just you could stand to be a little bit scarier when you're coming at things that, you know.
It's fair. It's fair. I know I'm a big fat feline, but
But now you could be a big scary feline.
oh, well, it's been a long time since I've worn a collar, but I like it. It's fetching.
Mhm.
Well, this is all the best armor that you'll ever find
Aye.
here or Neverland or anywhere else, and it should, frankly, cost the memory of your first love, but
Which one?
it's still a first, no matter how many lives you have.
I mean, I've got a few, quite a few. I've got a lot. I could spare a few. It's okay.
Look, if you want to overpay me, you're welcome to. I'm trying to give you a discount.
Are these on you?
They are not on me. This is
Oh
my
no,
light work.
not on you. I was looking at Rusty.
Oh, yes, yes. I will take care of everything.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Rusty.
I have a lot of memories. I honestly could use a little quiet.
You're gonna cover all of them.
Aye, they're my friends.
All right. Well, then, we'll make it your choice. You want to give me 4 little memories or 1 big one?
I mean, I feel like maybe 4 would be more space, but like how big?
Big ones are like your first love or your first loss.
Well, I mean, there's the first.
That'd be the one I prefer.
Ah. My first life, I was actually a cat.
I don't need your whole first life. Just the memory of your first love.
That's fair.
In exchange, 4 best pieces of armor.
It was a very, very, very long time ago.
Shh.
And he'll,
This looks a bit bigger than the transaction you witnessed earlier. The glow lasts a little bit longer. And Rusty, as that memory leaves you, for a brief second, you feel it again, and then it's gone. And you can only barely remember that you've just given it away in the first place. The memory of it is so wiped clean.
Whoa.
And she just, all right.
Whoa.
Well, here's your choker. And the rest of you, here's your armor. Good luck fighting. You've actually got a chance now. That's good. Make sure before you leave the hedge that you put it on and you attune to it. Otherwise, it's useless to you once you leave here.
Right. Thank you.
And we can go do that now before we get all dolled up.
Mm-hmm. That
All
sounds like a genuinely good idea.
Ooh, that would-
Anyway, I'm about to close up because it's about time to enjoy this evening. I'll see you out there.
Thank you.
She
Thank
starts kind of packing things up into a big old bag.
Are other people packing things up?
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
can
keep
see
shopping.
like up in the up in the tree, the guy you were just with is also kind of packing his things up. It looks like people are starting to get more intoxicated. You could see people, you could hear actually just the noise of people playing games, maybe drinking games or otherwise. And a crowd has gathered not too far away from the dance floor.
We need to get our fancy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I don't want to be at a fancy ball and look like the help.
Are there any other boots that aren't fancy clothes? Because I think I look great.
Well, of course. No, I mean,
Well, you could see the fancy shop is still open, but she's going to be closing soon.
Nice. You look great, but you're not ball ready.
I'm all ready.
come on, we'll all get something really nice together.
Come on.
Fine, but if we miss out on some really cool device that
We'll
could
go really
give us a
quick.
cool
We'll go really
power.
quick.
All
We'll
right.
go really quick.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
All right, we're going.
You run over to Mabel's shop, like just as she's like starting to pour herself a big, tall glass of.
That's fine.
And she's just like,
Hello.
Hi.
We
Are you closed yet?
we really need clothes.
I was planning to close, but this is too sad.
Mm.
No, you can't.
Something to
do it.
match this.
I've got this awesome armor now, made out of turtles.
No, you look appropriate for whatever it is that you've got going on. You seem comfortable in your outfit. Good. And I'm very happy for you. But no, you can't wear that tiara with that mess.
I need
That's
something,
some fantastic
please.
shade. Oh my goodness.
No, I agree with her. She's completely right. It's not shade if she's right.
No, I mean the shade that she threw at over at Mice. That was really good. Dang.
Well, look, you're the guests of honor this evening, right?
Yeah.
Have you bought much from the others?
Well,
Well, we got our armor.
I got this gem. Pull it up.
We've only, I mean,
The armor, the gem. Well, you're going back to Neverland after this, right?
yeah.
You're gonna help us restore things. That's the rumor.
We hope.
that's the plan.
I don't know. We might stay here. I don't feel like we really talked about it.
Nice.
We didn't.
I think you're just being like a contrarian or something.
I really think there's something to this gem growing business.
Unless
How
you
about
can
once we've-
attune to it, I don't think it's gonna grow.
How about that'll be our like retirement plan?
All right.
Well, look, truth be told, you're doing us a big favor. And it looks like you've spent quite a lot of memories already. If I
Well, it was 2 memories. One of hers and a very big one of mine. Like I said, I have lived 9 lives. I have a lot of memories.
never said that to me before, but
I have lived a lot of lives.
You work on your bartering skills.
Yeah,
could-
Rusty, I think that this person wants to give us something.
I know,
that
but
it?
I'm just over. You live this many lives, you learn just to let go, be honest, tell people what's up. I'm a terrible liar.
You know what? Maybe you all can talk to him. But my advice, because my gowns and my clothing are quite expensive. What if I rent them to you for the night? Just you give them back before you leave.
That'd be
Okay.
great.
What
We'll
if I
tell
spill
everyone-
something on it?
What?
What if I spill on it?
Well, I was just
Oh,
gonna
that's
say.
not. These are
I can-
fairy clothes. That's not a thing. And she just like dumps her cup of absinthe on a beautiful gown, and then it just slides right off. It's like, please, no, I'm an expert.
Okay, but what if? All right, we're on the dance floor and we trip, and there's like something, and so something rips, and then it gets stepped on, and then somebody falls over, and there's a big old mess, and then
Fire. There's a fire.
There's a fire. Yes.
Maybe you just shouldn't dance if you're that bad at it.
Fairy clothes,
I'm very good at dancing.
perfect
actually.
fairy clothes.
Are you?
We would love to borrow them, and we'll tell everyone where we got them from.
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, and well, you just pick out what you want. And let's see, just your heart's imagination, Asha. What do you pick out for her?
I want something that shimmers just like the beach glass and everything. It's just this is the centerpiece, y'all. You find an accent piece, and then you just put the whole outfit together because of it. So accent piece, outfit.
Asha's wearing one of those dresses that are so made of shimmer that, like, as she moves, you hear it like shink, 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 and it's just catching all the fairy lights and glistening around. Clover.
I want something that's lacy with like a big skirt.
And you find that nice, like, kind of sheer sexy up top and big Disney princess down
Mhm.
below. Yeah, you got it. Rusty, what are you doing?
I'm hoping I find a kilt.
Of course.
And then a very structured jacket with a very clean bow tie.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Of course. The bow tie over your new choker has a strange aesthetic, but you make it work.
About the choker.
I
I don't need the bow tie with the choker.
Yeah. So you are business up top, party on the bottom.
Party around the neck
and
too.
party
Oh yeah.
And Mice, do you seek out anything?
No, not really. I think that I'm feeling a little lost.
Okay.
Maybe I ask if there's anything pointy.
Uh,
Or
she pulls out sort of an avant-garde a dress with like spikes on the shoulder pad area.
what about something like that, but that's a pantsuit
Yeah.
or like a
she's-
romper?
She's a nice tailored pantsuit with like Lady Gaga, like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would like something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get what color? That's no
I was gonna say like a dark earth tone, but the Lady Gaga thing has me maybe going in like a crimson direction.
All right. Yep. Crimson red pantsuit, shoulder pads
Very,
made of blades.
yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't think that I'd like anything, but I really like this one.
Yeah.
That's nice.
She's like, I knew you would. Just please, again, don't leave without it. Without returning it to me.
I.
Anyway, let's go get drunk. party.
Yes.
So she kind of like packs up her little magical wardrobe and locks it up with a twist of her finger and heads out towards the growing crowd of glimmering fairy lights.
All
Now,
right.
do they just call them lights here, or do they still call them fairy
Oh.
lights?
Well, it's literally the fairies themselves that are emanating this light. The
Oh.
fairies are themselves glowing
And they're getting lit.
yeah, and they're getting lit. They are.
There it is. That's a good one.
All right. Well,
I bet
hopefully
that hurts.
it does. Hopefully the drinks don't also cost memories.
Oh, they do, but
You just-
only temporarily.
As you head closer over there, you see that the what looked like a big crowd away is actually a couple of separate little crowds. There's the dance floor with musicians and people, not so much really dancing, but hanging around and listening to music, and occasionally a couple breaks off and twirls around. In front of that, you see, like up on a elevated tree stump, Queen Mab sits in a very, very decorated, very, very elegant wood throne, and drinks from a very shiny goblet and oversees everything. And then there are a couple of different groups. It looks like a couple of people are a group of people are playing some sort of games and playing, and also there looks to be food out as well in another like little area. People are just picking and eating and gorging themselves.
Does it appear that there are any people like that are not here for the party itself, but are like working the party, like
Of
the
course.
caterer?
Yeah. Yes. You see people who are not dressed very fancy. They are, as you said earlier, dressed like the help. They are dressed in pretty drab clothing, flittering around with trays, refilling everybody's drinks, rearranging things, refilling the food. Looks to be magically so, but they are doing that.
See, mice, you would have been mistaken for one of those, and you would have been bothered all night about, like, drink refills.
It's a rough job.
Just like moving my shoulder things around.
She's
Not
literally
really
she's
paying
just like- As you do that, one of said fairies comes and flutters past you with a tray full of glasses. And
Hi.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a knock.
So was I.
I'd like to just take a drink.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Excuse
it-
me. Do you know who made the food tonight?
Miss, we made it.
You did? Well, what is it?
I'm sorry. I don't quite understand the question. It's just fairy food.
Is there anything special? Like
It's like fish food.
special entree or anything?
Cat food.
Um, I like the snail. If I had to pick, do you want a drink? I have to keep moving.
Of course. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Of course, miss. And
Snail.
hands you all a cup and flurries away, refilling them as he flies to the next group of people standing drinkless.
Why
You
is
sure
there
do
always,
eat a lot of snail. Yeah.
Why is there always snail on the menu? Hey.
Asha, you'll have to see if this snail's any better than yours.
Not possible.
I don't know. These probably weren't the Neverland snails, so they might have been a little less.
Well, let's just see
Amy.
then. I want to wave someone down that has snails.
The food is actually like stationary on a big table down on the ground.
I will rush over and I will find snails and I'm going to prove them wrong.
Osha, oh no, I think.
I'll be right back. And she's just gone.
Yeah, you get down to the ground and there are people just absolutely just eating like thing after thing. It looks like piles of strangely shaped fruit that doesn't look recognizable. The snail, there are bits of just raw leaves of some kind, but they have like glittery specks on them.
I will get 4 of everything.
4 of everything. You get it on a big plate, and do you eat it?
I will bring it back to the group so that everyone can try and see that my snails are better.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Make a perception check just before you fly back.
Okay. I am paying more attention to my precarious tray than anything else around me. That's us, the oven.
7. You do get 4 of everything. Everything on this plate looks amazing, but you don't really notice anything else. And you fly back to the group holding a plate of very strange but very appetizing looking foods that really don't recognize, but they do look so good.
Oh, I mean, it looks disgusting. No.
Try the snail first and be honest. I can take it. Try it.
Okay, I will eat the snail. Oh.
You eat the snail, it tastes amazing, absolutely incredible, until suddenly it tastes like ash in your mouth, and suddenly it's gone. You don't swallow anything, nothing happens, just an amazing flavor, and then it is.
What the heck was that?
See, I told you, there's no way it could be better than my cooking.
I mean, it tasted, but then it disappeared. It disappeared. Nothing went in my belly.
Let me see. I'll take one of the little sparkly leaf things.
Yeah, you chew on it. It tastes like glitter made of rainbows. And as you chew it, until suddenly, same thing, poof, and gone.
See?
Are the drinks the same way?
Isn't that weird?
It like just dissolved.
Just disappeared. There's nothing. Where's the satisfaction? There's no. I'm not gonna say the word. No, I'm not gonna say it. No, no. But
Say
you know
it.
what I mean.
Yeah. I just Rusty in his fucking tailcoat and kilt and spiked collar saying, I can't get no satisfaction.
Well,
So
I can't.
as you're all sitting around kind of like eating this food and then going blah, blah, like you turned a couple of heads and finally like one of the girls who are carrying trays kind of flutters over to you and is like, are you the guests?
I
Hmm?
You shouldn't eat the fairy foods.
what?
Oh,
Why
They're
not?
not, well, they're
Good.
not really made for your
No, they're
Mouth.
not.
no,
Oh, it's so
they're just
sad.
like they're just ideas. They work really well for us. But the absinthe good.
Ideas? You eat ideas?
Yeah, they're delicious.
is
Hmm.
there is there any
Real food? Yeah.
actual
Oh
food?
my goodness.
Well, I'm sure there's like fruit up in the trees. I could get something for you if you want.
I could get it. Is it
No, this party is in our honor.
I'm sorry. It's hard to
Um,
knock that habit.
Well, there's plenty of drink for you, and I would suggest you go and join in the festivities. But this is the food that we have.
Okay.
Cool.
I would.
You.
Oh, I could feed a fairy army.
You really could, Rusty.
I feel like maybe Mice is onto something. Maybe we should stay here.
Like you could kind of just like sustain an entire fairy economy at this point.
My
Yeah.
goodness. I would be like king of the fairies.
Or at least their chief economist. I don't know.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Let's
I
have
wish there
fun.
were any fish.
Oh, me
frying.
too.
Right?
Fried
Fish
fish.
sounds so good. But there is booze at least. We could at least get drunk. I like getting drunk. It's been a long time.
Speaking of, you see down in in one of the groups, you see people kind of getting a little rowdy and pouring a round of drinks, and one fella kind of stands up in the middle and starts clapping and getting everybody's attention. All right, we're gonna play one more round, but I want everybody good and sloshed before we do. Who else is in? And he starts kind of beckoning people over.
Drinking games?
Yeah, let's go. That sounds like fun.
We're in. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Maybe it's like an eating contest.
Oh,
We'd win.
And so you head over and you see that they're all standing sitting in a circle in the grass. And the fella standing in the middle is like, you lot, you're in?
What are we doing?
Is this Duck Duck Goose?
Yeah, what are we doing?
It's a game of Kamaska.
Oh, what?
Kamaska? You've never played?
We're not from around here.
No.
So no, we haven't played before. What are the rules?
You gotta make something. You make something, and you try to make. Here, you know what? It's best if I show you. And he sort of like grabs the hand of one of the girls sitting on the ground and yanks her up. He's like, all right, we're gonna do this together, and let's make it a good example. And they kind of stand in the middle of the circle, and they kind of stare at each other, kind of like making strange facial expressions for a minute, like kind of making some weird hand gestures at each other and like laughing and cracking each other up for a second. And then they like pause and they start to concentrate. And then after a few moments of them concentrating, like a image like appears life size in front of you in the center of the circle of like a unicorn head, beautiful, with like a mane of rainbow glistening hair, but with like an entire frog's body. And it just sort of makes like a confused ribbity sound and then dissipates as everybody in the circle is just cracking up. And he's like, come on, how could you not know I was thinking frog? And she's just like, you always think frog. I thought you would go for something different this time. It's like, look, we're all drinking the absinthe fairy right now, and we're all a little bit more connected when we celebrate. So we try to play this game where we try to imagine the same thing and make it happen.
Ah, okay.
And whoever can make something the same, exactly the same, well, then they win the game.
What do you win?
Respect, more absinthe.
Woo!
Does the absinthe help with making whatever that was?
Sure does. Absolutely.
Okay.
Huh. I mean, I could make a thing, but it couldn't look like a thing and have a sound.
I can make sounds. I can't make things.
Oh.
But if we drink the absinthe, then we can't.
I
Well, we're
don't
not
maybe.
fairies,
I don't
though,
think so. I think you have to be fairies.
I think that's
Why
what they
don't
said.
you try?
I am willing to
Yeah.
do anything. Hand me a drink, please.
Yeah, I'll try.
Sure, friend, just passes the bottle over to you.
Glug glug.
Oh, thank you.
Yikes.
All right, what are we making?
Bring it. I am
Well,
Scottish.
You can't tell each other. You just have to communicate it. Think at each other.
Ooh.
And then out of game, individually message me what you're thinking so that I can tell you what you've created.
Oh my gosh. Fudge. Let me see. I can do two. Yep. Okay. No.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
I don't know. So random. But not random.
All right. So, you who's gonna play? All right.
Wait, does it have to be like pairs?
Can be any amount of you. It's just gonna be
I
weird.
won't play because It's stupid.
She's like, I don't need your respect. I've got shoulder swords.
Yeah.
You want respect? It's right here.
Yeah. All right.
I will cut you.
Rusty, did you message me somewhere? I'm not seeing.
In Zoom?
Oh, in Zoom.
Oh, I used the Zoom chat, yeah. The
Oh, me
private,
too.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. The three of you stand in the middle of the circle, chugging some absinthe and then staring as deeply and concertedly into each other's eyes as you possibly can. Please make wisdom rolls.
Just flat wisdom?
Flat wisdom.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh, with
Uh-oh.
advantage because you're drinking the absinthe.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
Advantage.
Oh, advantage.
That's good.
Well, that's good because the first one was a 1.
Okay. Fair. I got 11.
What did Asha get?
So just a straight wisdom check. I got a 20. I rolled a 17.
Damn.
Nice job.
I got
Okay.
13.
7, a 20, and a 13. Okay. So you stare at each other, looking and trying your best to convey what is in your hearts to one another. And Asha, you are like pretty sure that you know what they both want. And so you kind of take yours and like push it and make theirs happen. And so what appears in front of you is a very large purple snail with, instead of where like it has its little antennae thing, there's like 4 different purple eye stalks. And the eye stalks just sort of move around and
Oh, you went snail.
You love snails.
I hate snails.
and it stands there looking around for a couple seconds and then dissipates.
It worked.
Oh,
And the
pretty
guy's like, well, that was, well, actually not bad for your first time playing. Well, whatever then.
That was amazing. Booyah, fairies.
Can we drink more?
Did we
As you
win?
say, what a strange flex. But yes, of course we can drink more. The dance is going to begin not so shortly. Does everyone?
Dance?
Of course, I know how
Is
to
there a
dance.
dance?
What?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Sure.
I suggest you decide who you're dancing with.
Okay.
Ah,
And you know what? That was actually pretty impressive. Nice job.
Thank you.
People are kind of starting to partner off a little bit, except for Mab sitting up in her throne over there. And the dance floor area has cleared off for the time.
I want to ask Mab to dance.
damn it! I was gonna do that.
All right.
I
Tell
will-
me how that goes.
I will like
Go
fight
for-
Rusty for it if we both want to approach her at the same time.
I was
Jostling
like-
each other out of the way.
I was like, that's fine. I don't know.
I don't know how to dance.
You don't know how to dance? Okay, then I guess I know who I'm dancing with. Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
Slip on your paws.
Ah, see? You will. you'll stand on my paws.
That could work.
I'll help you. And I will guide you, and it will be fun. It'll be fantastic. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And mice, do tell me how you have this happen.
I would like to grab and down another beverage
Mm-hmm.
and walk very confidently over
Mm-hmm.
and say, Queen Mab, I have traveled far and brought you Tinkerbell. I
Yes.
wonder if you would do me the honor of celebrating this victory in your name by dancing with me.
Give me a charisma.
You got this. You got this.
I'll say either persuasion or performance, whichever you like better.
Ugh. All right, what's my sheet?
It's making me anxious.
Got an 11.
You finish that speech, and Queen Mab puts her goblet down beside her and goes, well, that was quite a move. Normally, it's quite frowned upon to approach and ask the queen of all fairies to dance. But truth be told, I wanted to speak with you, and this will certainly turn heads.
Wait, is that a good... Okay, sorry, I don't know if that's a good thing.
So while everyone's in shock, we can dance and chat.
I'm playing it much cooler than my face actually is. I didn't think that would
Whereas
work.
we're in the corner as like you guys connect, and we're like, yeah.
I totally thought this was gonna happen.
Well, I say we kick things off then a little early. And she motions to the band who start playing, and a bunch of fairies light up the trees and the treetops around the dance floor, and the rest of it kind of goes a little bit darker, highlighting the dance floor. And she stands and awaits your arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As you walk down, a few little fairies come behind her and lift her dress, like behind her, the tail of her down.
The train.
They pants the queen. They think, well, all the rules are good.
Yeah.
They lift the trail of her dress as she walks down towards the dance floor. The music is this sort of a glistening sound, this staccato twinkles. It doesn't really sound like any melody you've ever heard, just like twinkling.
That's a favorite song, isn't it?
And you two head out to the empty dance floor right to the center, and she gives a slight little bow to you. And now please roll me performance to see how well you can dance with the queen of all the fairies.
Yeah, I don't think Mice has any reason to be good at this.
In the meantime, is anyone else doing anything besides watching this happen?
Well, we're dancing.
Right now, you're not. As you approach the dance floor, it's
Oh.
clear. There's people around the sides that are giving a barrier. The queen dances
There it
first.
is. Okay.
Hmm.
I got a 17.
I do. Oh no, I can't.
Wow.
Never mind.
Yeah, you just like out of sheer stress pull it together and like are just you lead. You
I imagine I'm a bit drunk.
Yeah, you do a great job. And you're kind of like, yeah, you lead. You're giving her a little twirl every once in a while.
Wow.
She's gonna have to do one of these instead of one of these because she can't exactly put her hands on your spiky
On the
shoulders.
spike?
I'm just
Oh, no,
throwing
They're
that
kind
out.
of like bicycle handlebars.
Her hands are gently around your waist as you dance. All right, so Asha and Rusty are waiting to do a father-daughter dance.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's tiny enough for it.
Clover, what are you doing?
Well, my intention was to sort of like fluff out my skirts and look pretty and hope somebody asked me to dance. But now I'm like watching the display, so I don't know.
As you watch, the fellow that was hosting the game you just expertly played kind of comes up behind you and does this sort of move where he like reaches his hand around to the front of your face and a flower appears in it and says, I don't usually get shown up like that. It kind of was nice. You're one of the visitors, the guests, right?
Yes.
And is it true you're from another world?
Yeah, that's completely different.
Well, yeah. Look at you.
Hmm.
We've never seen anything like it before. What's it like? You know, not on Neverland, but in your home, the one where you come from.
It's beautiful. I lived right at the base of these really tall mountains, and there was snow on them all the time.
Snow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And are there other things like you? People with, well, with horns and and the prettiest color pink skin I've ever seen.
There are lots of people with horns, not as many with the pink. But yeah, my town was all tieflings for tieflings.
You've got, I apologize for the barrage of questions. It's just, you know, we don't really get visitors here at all. But you've got a speck of magic, some kind. It's not one I recognize.
I'll cut my hands together and make a very small flame, and then put it back out.
Like, jumps back a bit.
Just a little one.
And you can just do that. You don't know fairy dust or anything.
No fairy dust. I've always been able to do that.
Well, I should like to ask you many more annoying questions on the dance floor, if you would. And he gives you a little bow.
I would. I'll give him a little curtsy.
That's the Clover got game, yo. Hey.
Well, most of the game comes from being tall and pink, I think, but I'm gonna work it while I can.
Work it. Mhm.
He takes the flower that he had made appear in his hand, and he kind of, and it floats its way back up to the tree it came from, and he takes your hand. On the dance floor, mice, for the few moments before the rest of the fairies are invited to join in on the dance, Queen Mab is spinning around with you on the dance floor, and all eyes are just glued to what is happening here. And she says, "You know, dear, it means more than perhaps I've let on that you brought her back here. This has been a blight on not just us, but all Fae for longer likely than you've been alive. I don't mean to seem as ungrateful as I perhaps did. This was very important. I should give you some warning about heading back to Neverland should you choose to, and I hope truly that you do.
You don't want us to stay?
I wouldn't mind if you came back, but as much as I am enjoying this dance, there is a urgency to putting things back. Have you run into many creatures on Neverland? Creatures that aren't little girls and boys, that aren't pirates?
I mean, like the plants and animals, the mermaids, things like that.
And mermaids. Anything stranger, like a beast you've never seen or heard of.
If I'm being perfectly honest, everything I've seen since I arrived in Neverland is different from the very sheltered life that I led. But nothing, I suspect nothing that you're referring to.
Well, that's been quite a growing problem. We call them the figments here. They're a side effect of what Pan has done in using a version of our powers to create that land. They are the tormented remembrances of ideas. And they don't often make sense, but they are almost always volatile and dangerous. And they have bits of fairy magic to them. And what we've found is that they don't always stay on Neverland. On a number of occasions, they found their way out, either following Pan or one of his followers, or just accidentally, magically traveling, something like that. And they come here, or they go somewhere else. Either way, it can't continue. And I truly am getting worried for what happens if it does.
Is preventing these figments from reaching other worlds, is it just a matter of defeating Pan, or is there something else to it?
We've been able to kill them as best we can when they do make it through. But that's not always easy. And if they grow in numbers, or if they keep going, if they get stronger, I just don't know. I think that ultimately it ends when he ends.
Well, if I'm being honest, I have to act really confident for the group, so they don't get nervous. But
Yes, you do seem like the leader.
I definitely am. It's just that, I've tried to ask so many people for some nuggets of information for how to bring Pan down, and everyone just tells me it can't be done. And I'm wondering if you agree with that, because if so, I don't know if we're just cannon fodder.
No. What needs to be done is just incredibly hard and not at all impossible. I just don't think that the fairies can do it. And there's a woman. I mentioned her, the one who had Pan's job before he did.
Right.
She could be the key to fixing all of this. She is, however, an old lady now. Quite old. We gave her quite an extension on her life for her many years of dedicated service, but she had a contract with us and she fulfilled it. And it is very hard, near impossible, to reopen a contract. We don't go back on our promises, and we promised her that her time was served. But if we could somehow convince her to help us with this, she could take Neverland back. At least long enough for us to end his abomination.
Do you know what might incentivize her?
It has been a long time, and she was a very young girl the last time she and I encountered one another. I have no idea what it is that she would want.
That's Sam.
Yes, that's my dog. Scream snoring in the background.
And where can we find her?
She's here, somewhere in London.
Mm.
That's as much as I know, but we can try to find out more. And she's our bet. This is lovely, by the way. It's very different. Where did you get it?
What? Oh,
Your pantsuit. It's
no, Maybelle rented it to me.
oh, what a darling. It suits you.
Thank you. Everyone's been very hospitable.
Was quite curious what you would wear.
So was I.
I mostly expected you to show up in what you had on when you came in. But this is nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At around this point in the conversation is when all of the guards kind of step past and everyone else is welcomed onto the dance floor. Clover, your gentleman escort, gives a bow and sort of gives you a little spin and push, and you kind of float backwards up slightly into the air, and he flies up to kind of catch you, and you guys dance kind of hovering just over the dance floor.
We're gonna straight up Casper this shit, Rusty. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna step on your feet and then we're gonna float up and we're gonna spin around.
Yes.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
So good.
You guys do that. Where are Asha's arms? Is Rusty like
Rusty's so much because she's like 2.5 feet tall, yo. Like she's like this.
I
Like,
know it's like it's
and a half
he's
tall.
got his hands or his hands like braced under her arms, you know, like just to kind of hold her up and stuff, and it's very you know, yeah. It's
Cute.
very daddy
Yes.
daughter dance, like yeah.
Yeah. You sway.
I like lift each foot up one at a time, you know, like just
she still manages to step on them.
just
like,
so that's like she's like lifted up a little, like kind of you know, kind of causes her to kind of go back and forth a little bit, you know, like, and yeah, because I have a performance skill, so
I do too.
Oh, you do. Roll that out for me. Let me see how good you guys are.
okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I got a nat 20, so
I got 19.
that's a 26.
25.
Excellent.
He's a whole choreographed
Yeah.
thriller dance.
You're even able, like, he does like a little spin. He like lifts her up and pops her down. You guys got like coordinated moves. It's great. And a couple people like stop and watch you. It's amazing.
Right. We're awesome.
As the dance floor fills up, mice, you notice that some fairies are trying to dance closely to you guys because this is incredible, and they're trying to get some sort of gossip, find out why the queen of all the fairies is dancing with this newcomer, this girl with bladed shoulder pads. Why? And the queen sort of smiles and says, "It's been a while since I've been the subject of gossip."
You're creating quite a stir.
I think that's you, dear.
All right. Can I roll to see if I'm getting any vibes?
Roll for vibes.
Roll for
Roll
day.
for
Vibe check. I would like you to,
Can I make a gay insight check?
yeah, roll insight. Yeah. Mhm.
seven.
Oh.
Oh
Okay. So the vibe that you're getting is sort of like she's like an ancient magical creature who's lived for hundreds of years and and
Oh, she old.
is not necessarily able to feel quite the same sort of attraction that most people do, but you're kind of hot
Oh.
also. So she's you're getting like a little bit of a mixture of things.
That's totally fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Clover, as the two of you are dancing, kind of elevated up. So, what's your name?
Clover.
Sorry, I know I always skip that part. Clover. Like for good luck.
Yeah.
We invented that.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, mostly just for fun, you know. We whispered to the humans a long time ago that clovers were good luck, and they believed us. And so it was kind of fun. You see them picking around in big swaths of dirt and grass trying to find them, and they never do. And it's all kind of fun. And then every once in a while, when we're feeling really bad for one that we pranked pretty mercilessly, they'll find one like just in the nick of time, and they'll feel a little better, even though it just doesn't change anything. I mean, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry, but that's your name. It's good luck. Kind of.
Yeah, I am actually very good at finding the lucky clovers. That's kind of why it's my name.
You find them a lot in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of special, actually. Roll performance to see how well you are handling this flying dance.
I love this.
Right.
Oh, okay, 15.
Nice. Yeah, it's a little scary that you're dancing while not on any sort of solid surface. But you're doing a great job. And he is, looking sort of impressed and also flustered. You've been flying for a long time.
Have I been flying for a long time?
Yeah, well,
that's kind of new to Neverland. That's a new skill I've picked up.
Well, my name's Puck, by the way, did I say? Yeah, my name is Puck, and it's I'm gonna shut up now. We'll just keep dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
right.
Please.
So all of you dance. This song goes on and on. It doesn't seem to ever really end. It just kind of fades into a new sound, a new rhythm a little bit, and kind of continues on and on deep into the night. And you don't seem to be tired. It's just sort of keeps going. And then finally, Queen Mab will gently part away from you mice, and she will give a slight bow, and the music will slow down to a stop, and everyone will sort of flutter back, fairies fluttering to their little homes in the trees, some of them to little burrows in the grounds, knots in trees. A couple of them lift up rocks and like have little dwellings underneath them. And until things start to really thin out, and it is just you lot, Puck and the Queen. Puck like starts to back away, but is sort of shuffling around and not like totally backing off, but a little bit. And Queen Mab just kind of quietly goes back to her throne and takes a seat, and then smiles at you, Mice.
Just want to, as an aside to the others, say, do we need to talk to her about anything, or are we supposed to get some sleep? I can't really read this.
I don't know. Maybe do you need to talk to her about something?
You could thank her for a really lovely evening. And, I mean, I don't know how well your conversation went, but you know, generally, like I could see something happening there. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that. I just mean, like, as a group, do you all have anything you need to say to her?
Well, sorry, I read into that wrong.
Me too, but you know, I'm not very wise, so.
Does she have any insights into what to do about Pan?
She mentioned that maybe the person Pan replaced could be coaxed out of retirement.
Well,
Great.
retirement?
Where do we find them?
Locally, maybe. Also, maybe they're super old.
Like locally, like here in the fairy kingdom, or locally?
Or like Earth.
You know, I kind of felt embarrassed clarifying because I didn't want to seem dumb. But I'm assuming it's a person.
Like a human?
Maybe in like the people part of Earth.
Oh.
Interesting.
I don't really understand how big Earth is. Like if it's that park.
I know. I don't know. I've never been.
We don't really blend in here.
Do we know anything about Earth at all? Have we ever heard of Earth? Is Earth a thing?
Did we see it upon arrival, or?
Oh yeah, did we like approach it like a planet?
You approached it. It was a planet.
So it's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I know that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm hoping in the city, but we don't know for sure. Hopefully some kinds of magics will help us.
Does she know about, like, is it just all humans? Is that it?
Why don't we go ask her? I don't know. Heck,
Okay.
let's go ask her.
Yes, let's have an excuse to talk to her, Mice. Come on.
Before you walk over, Puck goes, I'm not gonna go with you up there, but if you don't, before you leave, you know, if you want to, I have many, I collect hats. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'll see you in the morning. I'm gonna go and get some sleep over there. I mean, the tree. I have a tree. It's not my tree, but I have a knot in the tree where I sleep. Anyway, I can't approach the queen. So anyway, Clover, you're very good luck.
I have a question for the storyteller. I forgot how long we're gonna be this size. Is it
till morning?
until morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Before he starts to walk off, after he says I'm good luck, I'm gonna kind of tug him back in and give him a kiss.
Yeah, girl, get it.
He's just like, well,
And then I'm gonna float away.
Mwah, bye.
He gives you some really solid bisexual finger guns.
Excellent.
And then he kind of kicks his way over to his tree. You guys go and sit up by the queen. She I hope you all haven't come to ask me to dance. I really only had the one in me.
No, we just had some questions about Earth. So if we were to, maybe find this old ruler of Neverland, how we're gonna stick out like sore thumbs, aren't we?
Yes, of course. And the humans have never seen anything like you before. They're violent, reactionary, scared things. We can help you with that a little bit. You'll still have to move quietly and discreetly, but we can aid with that a little bit from a distance.
Okay.
Finding where Mei Mei is might be a task.
Her name is Mei?
Mei Mei Mannering is her name. Yes. And she is here, somewhere in London. That much I know, but it's quite a city.
And there's no way of keeping track of her, or something sort of magic about her, or an item she has that we could track, or anything like that?
Not that I know of. An item. I guess it's possible. There were stipulations to her contract that we were not to keep track of her afterwards, which is quite understandable. But it is possible, I suppose, that she could have taken a souvenir of some kind. I don't know what it would be, but it's possible.
Is there somebody here that knew her better?
Unfortunately, no. I was the only one still here with us at the time that her contract was in effect with us.
Okay, so a really, really, really old human lady somewhere in the big city.
However, that little Tinkerbell that you just returned to me, Pan found her not long before he took Mei Mei's job. I don't know how long she was around, what that overlap was, but she may have seen something. It's just going to take me a lot of work to get that out of her.
Is she your kind? Are you resistant to charm?
Some of us are. It would depend what kind.
But Mei Mei is human.
No, we're talking about. I'm thinking about Tinkerbell.
Oh.
And
We charm Tinkerbell.
Getting information out of her.
Mm-hmm.
I may know some interrogation techniques.
I mean, Mice was fairly good at interrogation.
It really was, yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about with magic.
Well, in the morning, if you would like to help with that, I won't turn it away. We have a plan for that, but I would not reject extra assistance. But we should rest, and she needs some more time to cook a little bit before.
To return our stuff.
Oh, we gotta return the stuff before
Also,
we...
our size. I'm not sure if where we will be resting.
You could rest here till the morning,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
you'll know when it's gonna wear off. It feels funny. I've been told it feels like your bones are screaming.
Super.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
And you can be on your way.
What a lark.
Are we all let's go return the clothes and make sure we're attuned. Well, I've been wearing this all night, so I must be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put on your armor, you're attuned to it.
Okay.
I don't know. Is Mabel like around to return stuff too? Seems like everybody went to bed.
You see her cupboard, but she's not near it.
All right. I'll go like hang up the clothes.
Yeah, you walk over and the cupboard sort of swings open and the garments sort of hang themselves up and the garment doors close and slam shut. A little piece of twine wraps itself around the handles.
Seems unnecessary.
You hear a tiny little voice go, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
Was that Mabel or was that the dress?
It might have been the dresses. I don't know. We had a lot of absinthe.
That's fair. All right. Is there a intuitive place to sleep?
There are plenty of little like nooks around now that you're this size that you've never noticed before. Plenty of comfortable places to sleep. There's like little leaves that look like perfect little tents. There are some little holes in trees that are nicely full of straw and like they're perfectly made into beds. There's just so many spots.
Can I fly up and look for some of that fruit that the girl had been talking about in one of the trees before I go to bed? Because I'm hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. You find a apple.
Is it huge?
It's enormous.
Oh, we're all gonna eat.
Cannot.
Do you guys want some of this fruit? Do you guys want some of this fruit?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Like drunk
She, like,
diner visit.
pulls it and
Yeah.
it snaps off the branch and just falls, plummets to the ground, and just rolls around.
Nice.
Cannonball.
Look out below.
Biting, chewing on
Yeah,
it.
just like chewing on it.
Just not on the
Take a dagger. It's
Yeah.
like
Skin, I'm sure, is horrible.
Yeah.
So thick.
No, it takes sizzle damage.
All right. You guys find a place to sleep?
Yeah, with my friend Puck.
Oh.
get a girl, get a girl, get a girl.
Over.
I'm gonna eat some of that apple for strength, and then I'm gonna.
Damn!
And then she's gonna eat some of that apple.
Hey. Yes.
Puck gives you the most nervous night of your life.
Oh.
And
Oh.
very genuinely so. And you all sleep through the night until the crack of dawn, at which point you wake up to the feeling that your skin is going to tear apart to make room for your rapidly growing bones.
Oh no.
You feel a panicked sense of urgency.
Oh no. Run.
Oh, time to go.
Boop.
Bye.
He's, huh? Call me.
Evolution.
Aw.
You guys fly out as fast as you can. You can tell that you're actually physically growing and growing and growing as you're flying and flying out, and you tumble through the hole in the hedge just before you become too big to fit through it. And you pop back to your normal sizes. Not in pain anymore.
What about that necklace?
Oh yeah.
You're talking about your gemstone?
Mm-hmm.
Your gemstone is about the size of
Yes.
a dagger. And
This is dope.
Whoa.
it is beautiful. Your tiara and your armors and your collar, of course, also all grew with you. And you kind of sit for a moment, and it is not quite morning, it's just dawn, so it's very quiet out and still. Until suddenly you hear a strange sort of grumbling sound coming from not terribly too far away in the opposite direction. And just over the horizon, you see some creatures that look really pissed start running and scrambling your way. And we're going to call it here. Ah!
What do they look like?
They look from a distance,
From a distance.
Yes.
like, they look like, oh, you know what? They look like, hang on, I don't have to describe it to you because I have it. They look like this shape.
Oh. I thought you were going to hold up a book.
No,
Bye.
they look like this shape with like these buggy kind of like
Oh no.
bugged out eyes, and like just mouths full of chompy, sharp teeth.
They have 4 legs or 2 legs?
They have 2 legs,
I thought this was Earth.
and then they've got
Are
some
they
like
like the
long
little-
floppy ears.
Are they like the chompy things that we saw?
They look maybe a little similar, but something different.
Yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you all about that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And they are chomping and screaming and yammering towards you. You also see out of the lake that is in the middle of the garden, some things start to crawl out that look like they have like fish tails, but tiger heads.
What?
Cool.
And as they crawl up on the land, they walk like on their front legs and start running towards you like this.
What
But
is
we are gonna
happening?
call
Thank
it
you for
there.
that visual.
You're welcome.
Gross.
I'm sorry to end the game so short today, but I'm still adjusting. I started a new job where I no longer work at 1 to 9. I work 9 to 5, so I'm up in the mornings again like a human, and I'm adjusting because my sleep schedule is not used to it yet.
Yeah, for
But
real.
please, really quick, everybody, tell everyone what you do and where we could find you. Please start with let's go with Maddie first.
Hey folks, I'm Matty aka So Many Games. You can find me on my Twitch channel. Randomly doing talk shows. I play D&D also on Soul Bear RPG, and I run So Nerdwear, and you can get this awesome design on a couple shirts right now. There'll be more shirts very soon, and other things. Because So Nerdware, we've sponsor Femme NPC, and you can use FemSplain to get 10% off your order. So hit it up.
All right, next up.
If we're going up, it's me. Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I'm not on the Twitters much right now, but yeah, you can still find me there and message me and say hi and all that good stuff. I'm here on Tuesdays. Over on game nights. It's 2 G's for good game and a K for the nights. On Wednesdays for Tidefall. Fun times, lots of fun warlocky goodness. And on Sundays for Monster of the Week. So you can catch all their stuff on their Twitter too. So come see me and say hi.
I am Avalon. I am at a cat attack on most social medias. I don't think you can find me anywhere. I'm not really doing anything right now, and that's really okay. Because I'm so mysterious in this.
She is so mysterious. I'm Diana. You can find me. I'm Super Dylan on literally everything. You can find me on Twitter a lot. You can find me on TikTok a lot nowadays. Instagram and FemSplain podcast, which is Avalon and I. And if you have opinions about Joss Whedon, now is the time to tune into our episodes because that's our topic of choice lately. So
Don't skip.
Oh, Clover. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at our in that thing, and I'm sorry. Kate.
I'm Kate. I'm Sullivan on Twitter. I do this. And also I'm a staff editor over at the Geeky Area. We do geeky and queer news and stuff like that. It's fun. It's great. You should check us out.
And
Yeah.
you just seduced a major Shakespearean character, and that's dope.
Yeah.
That was hot.
That's so hot.
So hot.
All right, guys. Thank you all for a great game, and thanks everybody for watching. And
Bye.
Bye. And